Welcome YouTube to take 7. Can you believe it? Take 7 of my moto vlog. I'm drunk. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to review this bike, this wonderful motorcycle, and I don't know how. I don't know how to explain what makes this motorcycle so great. Is it the handling? Is it the brakes? Is it the tires? Is it the engine? I just don't know. I don't know where to go with this. I have a lot to say, and I've tried from takes 3 through 6, 4 takes to get it right. I might just have to go with take 2. We're about to find out. Can we do take 2 or take 7? So we've got a couple of bikes in the background. S1000RR, BMW R1200 GS. So here we go. First serious corner with the KTM RC390. Just keep it exactly where I want. And that's the beauty of the bike. You can put the bike exactly where you want. It just churns so easily. You use just a tiny little bit of effort and you really finesse the bike into where you want it to go. It's wonderful. It's just a wonderful action. Like right there, you just finesse the bike with a tiny little bit of steering input. This little Clifton shot shows that just as well. Look how left I was able to stay. Look how outside I was able to stay. It's just unbelievable. You can keep the bike where you want it to be at all times, and the bike just does it. So what makes the bike able to do this? And, this is kind of a boring topic, but it's something you don't get to hear about, and it's really the moment of rotational inertia of this bike as a whole. So if you think about all the different parts of a bike that rotate, what are the most important? The most important are the parts further away from the center of rotational inertia. Okay? What are those parts? Those parts are the wheels and the tires. And this bike, you have very small wheels, very small tires. And most importantly, you have those very small tires, those big, heavy rubber masts. Away from the center of the bike. They're just not rotating anymore. Well, what am I saying? They're just not rotating anymore. What I mean is the bike doesn't have nearly as much tire as, say, a S1000RR or any other leader bike. How about an HP4 race? I said earlier to my friend that this bike this bike doesn't corner as quickly as an HP4 race. And I think that's bullshit, because the moment of rotational inertia of this bike, the magnitude of that moment, is so much smaller than the magnitude of that moment would be on an HP4 race. Because you have these smaller tires, smaller wheels, not to mention a much smaller engine, a single piston instead of 4 pistons, the same bore. Basically, you have the 1/4 rotational inertia on a bike like this. I also feel like this bike doesn't have a counter shaft. By a counter shaft, I mean a second piece of metal that's phase is 1 pi away, 180 degrees away from the piston. So without that counter shaft, without that other, 3 cylinders, smaller tires, smaller wheels, smaller chain because it has a smaller wheelbase, the bike just has so much less rotational inertia, and it turns so much better. I cannot even explain how much easier this bike turns than any other bike I've ever ridden. It's completely absurd, and it makes the bike feel so amazing. It's an unbelievable experience. Come into a mild corner like this. Here we go, we got some 30-mile-an-hour corners coming up. And it's just nothing. These corners are just absolutely nothing. And we're going way above the speed limit, and it's like these corners just don't exist. It's like none of this exists. Everything is the easiest thing in the world to deal with. That's how I feel on this bike. Everything is just so easy to deal with. That actually gets me to a problem here with this bike, and that it makes everything just so easy. And you can turn in super easy, you can switch directions super easy, you can slide across the seats super easy. It's all just really nice. As KTM says, it's almost ready to race. Some mods gotta get you there. You can't race this bike successfully out of the box, but whatever. It feels so good. It feels so amazing. It's just an unbelievable experience. Here we go on Hampton Road, Henderson Road. This is where I start to turn the pace up a little bit. Take it a little less easy. I'm just having so much fun with this bike. Maybe this is a little bit of a reward for myself, and a reward for all of you that are watching me to see me go a little bit faster than just the speed limit. For me, what it takes to go faster than the speed limit is the ability to look beyond what I can see. I always want to ride within my sight lines, but if I'm trying to go fast, I ride beyond my sight lines. And shit, you can see the snow on the ground there. What does that mean? Riding beyond my sight lines. I wanted to be fucking dragging knee today, I should have been dragging goddamn knee today. But I wasn't because of the weather. Because people gotta run fucking tires, they need tire warmers. We can't just run Q3s. Okay? Yeah. Pisses me off. So I wanted to at least try to go a little bit fast. You gotta go at least a little bit fast. If you can't fucking have fun. So this video coming to a close end, I want to talk to my friend Vic. I want to talk to you directly. You own this bike. You own that S1000WR. You're coming from an S1000WR down to a bike like this. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? Thinking about you as a friend and as someone who graciously allowed me to ride your motorcycle. I would say it doesn't worry me. I would say it makes me quite happy. A bike like this is going to help you corner very hard. You're going to learn how to turn that bike in quick. You're going to learn how to hold your line. You're going to learn how to use the throttle progressively. Those things are very important. Making a single steering action. Holding your line by using a single steering action. And steering the bike with the throttle. Making slight corrections. The more throttle you give, the wider you'll go. The less throttle you give, the tighter of a line you get. And I know people will dispute that all over the place, but it works, man. Use the throttle to steer your bike. Oh man, I should comment about the Scorpion a little bit. Look at this. Look how fast I catch this guy. Come on, dude. I'm on a bike that costs $2,500. You're on a car that would, I mean, if I were to buy that car today, it would probably be at least 25 grand. So, you got 10 times the amount of money into that car that I have into this bike. And, I don't know, man, I'm keeping up with you. Giving you a little bit of room because tailgating is what assholes do, but you're going slow. You're going real slow. Anyways, the conclusion to this whole little video here is that this is an amazing motorcycle. I really can't say enough about how good it is. And once the suspension's improved, it's going to be unbelievable. You know, this is take 7. I can't fit everything I want to fit into this video. It's just too much to ask. I'm trying to keep it concise. I'm trying to keep it clear. Clear. What the fuck is wrong with me? I can't be clear. 7 takes and I still don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think as clear as I can say it, this is an amazing motorcycle. The RC390 is a bike you have to try to ride. If you don't understand what makes this bike so great, then I feel a little sorry for you, to be honest. This is just an amazing motorcycle. It does everything you would want to do. This is the end of the video, guys. Think about your riding.